Hello there, boys and girls. Before we get started, there was a bit of a recording corruption issue, so I didn't get to show you the very beginning. Veloxyll, the opponent, the Wood Elf team, went ahead and induced a bunch of money. So he spent a bunch of money, and because of the way that... We'll talk about it later, but basically, I was just showing off that screen because we, in inducements, we each bought a wizard, and I bought a bribe to go along with the newly dirty player, Bone Cruncher McGraw.
Very good decision making. So we're on the really shitty pitch.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
The White Norse pitch makes it really hard to see names and things.
Names and text if you turn down the opacity, which I kind of do.
Oh, you totally couldn't see there, but cheering fans, because I rolled with two cheerleaders, I got it. So I rolled a 2 and he rolled a 3, and the two cheerleaders
fans
made
came
me
out
go
to mourn
over
the head cheerleader.
Mm-hmm. Before we talk about Wood Elves, so just to explain, again, Fraps ate my video. I sort of noticed that it was happening, and I managed to stop it. So towards the very end of this half and the second half, we'll be back to normal broadcasting. But for now, we're just stuck in Cyanide Spectator mode. So as I was saying, we come into this match at right around 1600 TV. These Wood Elves, as you will soon find out, are ridiculously strong, and they are at 1700 TV, which means that we naturally get around 100,000, which I spent on the bribe. But if you're Veloxyll, if you're the person who has a higher TV, basically, you can spend. Well, either person can spend money, and you just get to bring that money into the match as petty cash. So he spent 150,000 gold on this match in order to buy a wizard, which I also got that money because that money basically increases his TV by 150, which meant I had 250 gold to throw around. So all those words aside, basically just know that we both have wizards, which are really cool and an interesting mechanic that we'll talk about when it's relevant. And I have a bribe, which means if I don't think we've talked about bribes. If I foul somebody and you roll doubles, you normally get ejected. But if you have a bribe, you can make a 2+ roll, and on 2 or greater, you basically bribe the ref, and the player gets to stay in the game. And if you roll a 1, then he stays up to his good standards of refereeing and does not let you. He throws you out.
Oh, come on, look at the Goblin Ref. He's completely uncorruptible.
You would think that Goblin refs would want Wood Elves to die because Wood Elves are history's greatest monster. 7 deadly sins.
Wood Elves are truly awful.
Tell me about the worst race known to man, Wood Elves.
Wood Elves are elves. That alone is pretty bad. Mm-hmm. But Wood Elves are like... There's Dark Elves, which are kind of bashy, and Pro Elves, which have a bunch of cool skills, and High Elves, which have fancy hats. This is the first of our 15-second. Do you want to use your wizard turns?
You're only allowed to use the wizard at the start or the end of the turn. There's two basically effects. Oh, and so here you'll see why Wood Elves are the worst.
Okay, let's go back to it. So first off, they do that. They're total fuckers. Mm-hmm. So Wood Elves are the movement-based elves. They're the elfiest elves. They're catchers, except when they roll snake eyes and don't dodge. So... their linemen have 7 movement and 7 armor and 4 agility, which enough is kind of obnoxious.
Yep.
And then they have catchers, which have 8 movement, but only 2 strength, which is also kind of annoying. But the big problem with problem with Wood Elves is that instead of blitzers, which are just marginally obnoxious, they have War Dancers.
Which this War Dancer plus movement War Dancer, look at those numbers, 9, 3, 4, 7. I am going to do my best to surf this guy. I didn't really get the setup quite right, but I'm going to throw a million blocks against this guy and try to kill him because
War Dancers are total dicks.
Yep.
So War Dancers, first off, their stats, they have 8 movement, 4 agility, 3 strength, 7 armor, which is total bullshit. And then just to top it off, they also have Blodge right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And Leap, which is totally cool, by the way. That's why he was able to just kind of vault his way over Beef Slab over there and just kind of sneak behind our ball carrier.
You get to transcend tackle zones on a agility roll.
They also have agility access, obviously, which means that they can just be total jerks.
Yep.
The most common builds for War Dancers... The most common build for, like, your first War Dancer is building the ultimate Cage Breaker, in which you just get Strip Ball and Juggernaut.
Yep.
And so you remove the ball from the opponent on anything but a skull, basically.
Yep.
And then it's actually not uncommon to see War Dancers with Wrestle in addition to block, just so they can get rid of the ball, or elect to set themselves down gently on the pitch if they're in dangerous territory. War Dancers are jerks. They're expensive, but they're worth every penny, and they're literally the only reason that anyone plays Wood Elves. There's no reason to play Wood Elves otherwise. War Dancers are unquestionably the absolute best players out of the box and with a couple levels under their belt.
War Dancers can also technically get a Tree Man, but Tree Men are so against what the Elf team tries to do that almost no team will buy them.
You called them War Dancers instead of Wood Elves. I feel that that's acceptable because that's pretty much the team. But
I tend to maybe not accidentally, but I tend to call.
I'm listening. I'm just
Dancers.
like imagining a team where the 0 to 16 is War Dancers.
Oh no, thank you. I quit Blood Bowl.
I quit Blood Bowl. The War Dancer team came in and then quit. That's pretty much it.
So, as was noted, Strip Ball, which I don't think we've seen.
We have seen it.
Okay.
I forget I forget which player had it, but it was on some other team. Strip Ball means that if your ball carrier doesn't have sure hands, he drops the ball when pushed.
Yep.
So obviously a POW will knock the ball out of their opponent's hand. A POW push will default to push on a dodge, which will take the ball out of the hand. Mm-hmm. A wrestle will take the ball out of the player's hand, and clearly Skull won't. But if you have wrestle and strip ball, you will remove the ball from the opponent on anything but a skull. And interestingly enough, that means that you can actually leap into a cage.
Yes.
Because leap, we didn't actually go over leap. It is
Here it is in action.
Yes, it is a big old jerk. You roll a d6 and add your agility to it, and if it's higher than 6, it's an unmodified agility roll.
Yes, correct.
And so you roll an unmodified agility roll, and you get to pick any square 2 squares away, so you jump over 1 square and land in another, and it completely ignores tackle zones, both for the squares you leap over and the square you land in.
Yep. Which
means that you can leap into the bunkerest of mega bunkers.
Yep.
And even if you get a -2 dB, it's pretty reliable to get at least a push. Pretty much there are only you have to roll
the
odds are skull on each one. The odds are very, very good that you can jump into a cage and free the ball.
Yes, absolutely.
War Dancers are total dicks once they get strip ball. And wrestle. His does not have wrestle. His has pass block, which
it's an interesting choice.
It's an interesting choice. Wouldn't go for it, but
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that pass block doesn't show up in this game. Pass block, when you throw a pass, if you are in range to be able to intercept it. Oh, this is delicious.
Oh, beautiful. So if you leap and you fail your leap roll, you fall over.
Yep.
So it's
Same
not
as a
like
dodge.
leaps are, leaps are basically just like glorified dodges.
For a 4 agility player, that leap would be a 3+.
It's a 3+ roll. There is... Unfortunately, the race is not in Chaos Edition Blood Bowl because Games Workshop hates frogs.
Yep.
But there is a race called the Slan.
Yes.
That are basically just a race of frogmen, and every
Dub
single
skulls,
character... Dub Skulls.
It's fine. I had wrestle.
Oh god. But yeah, Slan, every single player on their team has both leap and very long legs, which is a skill that gives you +1 to leap rolls.
Yep.
And also +1 to interceptions, but who gives a shit?
Exactly.
And they also have killer blitzers after a couple levels. They're basically the stupidest team ever because your leaps are all 3+ leaps with 3+ leaps with your linemen.
Yes.
But you can leap on everyone, so you can just leap your entire team over the enemy team and just rush the shit out of them.
It's great.
Slan are the kings of bullshit, but every once in a while it backfires and they all die.
So here comes Bone Cruncher McGraw. Like, that's a guy in the ground. I have a guy with 30 player.
Yeah.
And so we're basically setting the stage to bring the boot to this War Dancer here.
Always stomp War Dancer.
Oh yeah, here comes Bone Cruncher McGraw to teach that pesky War Dancer a lesson. You don't mess with the barely elected, brother.
So thanks to Jade Star for recording Macho Man Randy Savage.
I'm loving your snake eyes on the fucking injury. Also, thanks to that person, yes.
Yeah, Jade Star is going to take over the Macho Man voices that at least one person asked for. So yes.
I think we can both say that you're not exactly cut out to do Macho Man voices.
I am not nearly Macho Man enough. I'm terrible at the voice. I tried it, trust me. In the quiet of my own room.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we would have gotten ejected, but we instead threw 100,000 gold at the Goblin Ref, who, shock of the century, is not actually as incorruptible as we expected. It turns out if you throw a bag of money larger than he is at the ref, most of the time he just won't give a shit.
He is very unscrupulous. He does not have many scruples when it comes to bribes.
It's true.
So, luckily, Flesh Gordon is holding up a bunch of elves, just by virtue of being him. Veloxyll really wanted to punch Flesh Gordon. He spent the last turn doing so, which allowed me to free up Bone Cruncher. And so, because of that bribe and because of the way Flesh Gordon is standing, we're in a pretty good spot, and we don't get to lose that player for the rest of the game. So hopefully Bone Cruncher will be able to continue to stomp people. There is no lack of people to stomp, and the fact that you guys voted for Dirty Player means that you very clearly want to see me stomp some guys. So let's do that.
This is an eminently stompable team. There's
Absolutely.
like 4 dudes. Five. There are 5 people with stat ups on this team.
That's
Every
disgusting.
single catcher, plus a War Dancer with plus movement, and a lineman with plus agility.
Ugh.
Fuck this whole team. We're gonna give it the boot.
Yeah, it's absolutely the grossest thing.
Yeah. So this is not a great team for us to be against, but with our 9 movement werewolf actually gives us a pretty good shot at maneuvering with the Wood Elves. We definitely are not doing super great in the mobility department, especially since one of our
Ghouls is dead.
Ghouls is dead.
Rip.
Re-dead.
Yes.
Permadead.
I don't know, are ghouls undead? I guess they're not because they don't have regen. Who knows how that works? Games Workshop lore.
Whatever. It's super dead.
Yep. And actually, the way I've been setting my team up as it stands so far, I've basically been playing around the fact that normally by this point I definitely would have given Santos Van Hammerstein sure hands, but because I don't have it, means that I'm subject to a lot of strip ball shenanigans. So I am doing a very, very loose cage intentionally, because if I had a very tight cage and Santos fumbled that ball, it could very easily bounce right into an elf's hands. And considering he has 2+ agility elves,
bullshit.
That means they can pick up the ball in a tackle zone on a 2+, no big deal. That's gross to me. So basically what I want to do, the more I stand next to that, especially Bennett, the War Dancer who I tried to foul, the longer I stand near him, the better chance he has to strip that ball free of me. So I want to try to run away, but it's going to be really hard because elves are not only as fast as me, they're all 7 movement, but they're also agility 4, which means that I basically have to screen them off. So until I can really get away, and I'm going to this is a pretty good chance to make a move here. I have to sort of be careful with where I put my players, assuming that Bennett is going to be able to stand up, jump right into my face, and knock the ball free.
One of the upsides is that Frankie, the other War Dancer, as you can tell because of the ridiculous mohawk.
That hair.
Oh,
it's gross.
He's way far back.
She.
Oh, yeah!
Yep.
I forget. Cyanide is Cyanide.
Cyanide Studios turned War Dancers into girls because of the jiggle physics.
More jiggle physics.
Mighty Blow.
How can we get jiggle physics in our...
It's not doing things.
Stop rolling 1s on your injury rolls. It's not working.
I'm okay with that because that means that is 2 stunned elf players, which is very, very great for being able to push up the field.
Be cooler if they were dead.
Well, let's not. I mean, sure. Yes, you're correct. I wish every punch, no matter the team, resulted in a Blood Bowl death. But given the circumstances,
we just stopped playing Blood Bowl.
given the circumstances, I'm okay with this. So what I'm basically going to be trying to do is keep Dr. White in very, very good positions to leverage the fact that he has guard, which means that if I have Dr. White in a good place, that the leaper leaps right on top of him, that's a -2 DB, and that's good for me. That's better odds than the 1 DB would be.
I really like the positioning of the flesh golems here.
Mm-hmm.
They are way far, a bit forward well, not forward, but back. They're way far back in the perfect position to just cut everything in half. And they're backed up by Bone Cruncher and Pelvis Costello.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually pretty hard for him to move past there, even with his leapers. And that's what you want to do. You want to make it hard. Like, playing against Wood Elves is very different from playing against any other team, except maybe Slan, because their attack angles are just so different.
Yeah, they can basically get you from wherever. And so the point is, after they leap in and attack you, you basically want to murder them as fast as possible. So, not only to keep them from doing it again, but to keep them from pulling shit on you.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things about Wood Elves that's a little bit hard to play is that you have these two very fragile, extremely important players.
Yep.
Whose specialty is just jamming themselves in the middle of a number of very angry players and a ball that you want to protect. And the thing about Wood Elves is that they survive just by getting the ball free so that the opponent has to concentrate on the ball more than they concentrate on just beating the shit out of War Dancers.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you'll just be against a team that
check this out, hold on.
Why would you do such a thing? Fuck you.
He was trying to leap and he accidentally double dodged, but he rolled 3 6s in a row and then he pounded me.
Oh, fuck that.
That's 4 6s. That's 4 pows in a row.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's really gross. And now the ball's in the
fair,
ground. Oh, no. It's only a badly hurt. But that was the worst play in history.
Fuck. And look how it fucking bounced.
I'm okay with the bounce. I'm not okay with him rolling 4 6s. Well, I'm okay with him rolling 6s because he meant to leap. Like, he was pissed about that in the chat.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, the game ate my leap and it made me double dodge. But I'm not pissed about powering Santos. And Santos is now badly hurt. He's now safe, but we now have no ghouls against a team that is very
really shitty. It's not
very good at taking advantage of the fact that of slower teams. So
yeah. And you haven't punched them successfully, which is the bigger problem. The upside is that it's between Beef Slab and Flesh Gordon, and despite all of his elfiness, he really doesn't have an answer for 2 Flesh Golems.
Yeah,
His only real option is to leap onto the ball and hope it scatters into somewhere favorable.
Or roll a 6 because he's history's worst monster.
It's true. Also, I believe you can only leap once per turn.
Yes, that is correct.
No, once per player per turn.
Yeah, once per player per turn. So I believe you can double leap. Yeah, of course you can, because that's how
War Slan exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, so notice him doing that shit. Oh, fuck that!
That's great for me.
That's actually pretty good, because now you can just go punch Bennett out of the way, pick up the ball with McGruff, and waltz into the end zone.
Okay,
because he left that area actually remarkably empty.
To put things in perspective, McGruff, where he stands, if he could dodge onto the ball and go score. Blitzer could not go pick up that ball and score without going for it. White Power has 15 star player points.
Okay, so is White Power gonna go? Oh no!
Blitzer can score where he is. I believe that's 8 squares, if I remember correctly. Maybe a GFI.
So you're gonna punch Bennett with McGruff, and then pick up the ball with White Power and throw it to Blitzer?
Right now, I'm gonna work on compacting his players so that I can take advantage of Frenzy and I can just push players on a block and get him away. But right now, Buble is exerting the -1. Dr. White with guard is exerting the +1, and so right now it's a 1 DB.
Total dick.
So if I want to go stand next to Buble and make sure that it's 2 DBs and make absolutely safe, I have to do a GFI, which I think is that's probably what I should be doing. Either way, it's sort of a 2+, I guess technically.
Or you could blitz Buble because you don't have to blitz to hit Bennett.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's true. There's probably a better way to do this. I was not very smart.
That's usually the case.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. But basically the plan was to do as many dumb things as possible. And then this happens. So I use the reroll, and now my thought is, well, I can't pass because I will fail, because that's how Blood Bowl works.
Even though you have pass.
Yep. Even though I have pass, I'll fail that catch, that 3+, or I'll fail
Can
that.
you, do something with your armor breaks other than just flailing?
I'm really trying. I'm getting outbashed by Wood Elves. That's not good.
So, what's your plan here? If you're not
That's a
going to
good
do
question.
the throw... I would go for the throw anyway. You have a reroll on the pass, and, worst case scenario, the ball scatters, but it's not like the pickup is any more difficult. I just run it... Go for the pass, man.
At this point,
I can see you
sorry.
weighing your options.
Yep. Who is on the ground? Oh, that is Bennett on the ground, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I believe Bennett can jump up. No, Bennett is stunned, I'm sorry.
Yes. Because you didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm. So, I can pick up the ball, sort of okay.
You.
I'm sorry. I couldn't do it.
You had... Yes, you could have. You
I couldn't do it.
bitch.
I couldn't do it.
It was a 3+ with reroll.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thread.
3+ with reroll never fails. You could have given the Thread the werewolf white passing game.
No, White Power's so bad. Do you know how many passes he's failed when they didn't matter? And then also how many passes has failed when they do matter?
That's how Blood Bowl works. You do the dumb shit and it works.
I didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me. I didn't believe in White Power. White Power
How
can
long
still
have you
walk
been
it in.
sitting on that line?
That just came to me.
Okay then.
I didn't have faith that White Power could get it done, so I have
that
to.
was an interesting push without follow up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a follow up would have put him in a position. If he wants to punch White Power, he would have had to leap to that spot. Oh no, sorry. That's correct.
Yeah,
he probably should have followed up. Well, I guess he just didn't want Blue Lady to get punched or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, the plan is basically to leap Frankie over in 1DB White Power, which is a lot better because we now have no players. Oh, we have McGruff. We only have one player on the field who has dodge.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
Can we stop having bad things happen to ghouls?
So a leap got eaten again.
He fucked up his leap again.
Yep, and so that's good for me.
Died.
That's really good for me.
Yeah.
You see this
You
nice
forgot
wall of.
to press the leap button.
Mm-hmm.
There's straight up. You see those little 3 circles above the player? One of them will turn into a leap if you have leap.
I believe he was trying to leap, but he just the game kept eating it. That's the last time I think that happens. But oh, look at that! Congratulations, we're finally.
Yeah, you did a thing that wasn't
garbage.
flailing uselessly.
Yep.
So the really nice thing is that he's pretty far away from the end zone, which means that it's kind of safe for you to do whatever the hell it is that you plan on doing.
If I plan on scoring this turn, sure. But if I give elves the ball and I give them 3 turns to go score,
it's true.
That's a thing that I shouldn't do.
Yeah, you don't want to stall, but you want to stall, especially against wood elves.
Bennett is fucking 8 movement. That guy can get to that ball. He can blitz me from off the ground where he is right now because ward answers are terrible.
Not if you go step on him.
Oh, that's really tempting. Bone Cruncher's right there. It's only a zombie dodge.
Have you used your blitz yet?
I have used my... No, I have not used my blitz.
Why aren't you hitting... No, it doesn't look like it. There's no lightning bolts.
I see. I can't remember. And also, the UI being gone is really annoying. Also, the white field is really annoying. So who knows? Nobody will ever know if I used my blitz or not.
You didn't use your blitz.
There's no way to find out.
Except for you being bad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
Shameful!
Okay, so what are we going to do here?
Display.
We're going to put White Power in a place where he can leverage guard very good. White Power can still get punched, but that's a -2 DB almost.
It's a
assuredly.
guaranteed -2 DB. There's no way that he can. There's no way that he can.
Well,
I mean, oh wait, he could jump. No, he can't. I don't think he has the movement to jump over and still block you.
Daemon is 7 movement, and I believe that's 9 squares away.
Yeah, but he can't cancel the guard.
If he stands in the upper left corner, he can do the +1/-1 to get a 1 DB.
Okay, he'll have to roll 37 dice.
He'll have to roll a lot of dice, but that's the elves. If elves roll a lot of dice and they don't fail dice, they can win. Hey, Grave Robin! Congratulations, friend.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Star Player Points Club. You have 2 of them now. You'll probably never level up, and you'll probably die. But good on you, mate.
He's a zombie. Whatever.
Good on you. You took out an elf. You have already served your purpose.
And one thing to note, wood elves, I didn't go over this, but wood elves are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Which is why he doesn't have any spares. So that's 1 elf that isn't on the field anymore.
Absolutely.
That's small solace because it's common Blood Bowl knowledge that if there are 2 elves on the field, 1 elf will pass it to the other elf and score.
Yes.
So it's not like that really is like, oh, we won the game because we've got a man's advantage, but it's a good position to be in.
The more elves I can kill, at this point, the veteran Blood Bowl players will be seeing that I'm very clearly setting up for the 2-1 grind, as it's called, which is where I score in the first half. I don't give him time to score again. Then when I kick it to him in the second half, he scores probably very quickly because he's elves. And then I just hold on to the ball until turn 8 at the end of the game, and I go walk it in. The most boring of Punchman's strategies, the 2-1 grind. But it's very good.
It's what you have to do against elves. It just is.
It's a thing for a reason, because it's quite good.
Yeah, it's pretty much like Bashy teams play like that against Elfie teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Elfie teams have to do some crazy shit to throw a wrench in the plans.
I would love to be wacky with my scoring strategies, but it's just elves are these, like, especially this wood elf team. Look at this.
Oh, fuck that.
This team is so good. Like, their stats are amazing. So but he falls down.
The double GFI.
Fantastic.
To be fair, he GFI'd on attempting to punch you.
Yep.
Fun fact, because you need to follow up, because you are capable of following up into a square of a person you punch, you have to GFI to move into their square when you block them.
So yes.
So you actually have to GFI if you want to block someone, and that's a thing. He got stunned, which is really good for us.
Yep.
It means that now you can just punch Nat, and if it's a stun...
It's not, so...
Well, are you going to score? Are you going to try and give him the 2 turns? Or are you
I am really scared of him knocking the ball free somehow, because, like, that's... White Power has block, and that's it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get the level. Like, I feel like my defense isn't going to be that bad. I have the Lightning Bolt in my pocket, the wizard spell.
That's true. By the way, speaking
of,
I'm really surprised that he didn't Lightning Bolt you.
You know what? I think we missed it. I'm trying to remember in this match. I think he Lightning Bolt Santos by, like, turn 3. Oh, hey, look at this white touchdown dance.
White touchdown dance is the best thing in the game.
It's pretty good. I believe he Lightning Bolted Santos around turn 3, but it's so hard to see on this pitch, and the fact that we don't have the UI or, like, any of the sounds meant that I think we missed it. So I'm sure someone was watching the video and they were like, hey, why didn't they talk about the...
Yeah, we're getting called out in the thread. It's okay.
That's fine. I get called out in the thread every day. It's no big deal.
Rip Santos.
Well, not every day, because nobody posts in the thread when I'm not posting videos, which hasn't been for a while. But that's what we're doing now. We're talking about videos.
Brilliant coaching!
Oh, kickoff return. That's cool,
kickoff return. When
the first time we've
seen
the other
it? Team kicks, yeah, it's actually a very underrated skill. It's a general skill, and basically, whenever they kick the ball to you,
yep.
Any player with kickoff return can move 3 spaces. You can't move across the line of scrimmage, but it's really good for, like, throwers or ball handlers on teams that really want to get the ball really quickly.
Look at that placement.
Because it means that you can move 3. That's pretty good placement.
Yep.
It means that you can move 3 spaces toward the ball with your thrower. It's stupidly useful, and it means that there's very few situations, like, you can place him right in the middle of the field, and you know that you'll be close enough to the ball to pick it up and not be, like, on the sideline.
So, welcome back to Real Blood Bowl. It was around that point where I was like, hey, this feels weird. I'm just going to psycho the recording. And as I was ending the recording, Fraps crashed, so I had to frantically restart it while I told Veloxyll, wait, don't do your thing, because this is going to take him a long turn, actually. And so I was like, hey, just be a bro for a second, hang out, and let me restart Fraps. And so here we are. We're back to normal man's Blood Bowl.
This is a very, very difficult play. It's less difficult because he's elves, and therefore and wood elves especially. Therefore, he can just leap a dude into scoring position.
Yep.
And then if you can't knock him down, he could just throw to it. Especially since he has a thrower with strong arm.
Yes.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
If he also had accurate, it would be scarier, but he chose kickoff return instead, which I don't really mind, but it hurts him in this situation, kinda.
Yep. Yeah.
But, with the ball that far forward, it's really hard for him to protect. Like, he has to dedicate a lot of players to protecting the ball, which makes it hard for him to
flood my backfield.
To flood your backfield or to protect his War Dancer.
That's true.
The War Dancer is going to be kind of on an island, because the War Dancer can just make a leap and a dodge.
Yep.
Anyone else has to make like 3 dodges to get through. Or at least 2.
Look at this guy
It's
out.
not helpful, but...
This guy is out bashing me. This is so disgusting.
Actually, I mean, you're now tied at 1 KO and 1 Kaz apiece.
Yeah, but he got
So-
Santos.
Yeah. You got... who?
A guy. A dude. I think I got like a dodge guy. Or like yeah, who knows?
It was
Whatever.
Mingus, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, probably.
where are your player names?
It was. Oh, sorry. For the rest of this half, they're just off. I don't know what happened. It comes back for the second half. But that's the one guy. So whatever.
Assume it's Mingus. I'm not sure about his decision to punch with the War Dancer.
I'm not sure what he was going for.
I think he was just tired of Leap.
Who knows?
He was mad at Bull.
So as you've noticed, I care very little for the quality of these videos, as evidenced by the fact that I keep forgetting to put players' names on. So here's what he's gonna do to make sure that I can't go blitz him with werewolves. He's gonna pick up the ball and pass. No rerolls, as you can see. But
One thing to note is that because you can move before passing, you can put throwers way far back and still have a legit pass just with the 7 squares a run up. Especially Wood Elves, because their throwers are so mobile. 7 movement throwers are pretty valuable.
The plan here could also be to just simply throw to that War Dancer and have the War Dancer at the middle of the field, Bennett, the guy whose name you can't see because I'm the worst. Have him catch the pass and then basically like leap over and hand deliver it to the guy who's standing up. If I have it my way,
that would be cool.
If I have it my way, he won't be standing up, and that War Dancer is the only person in scoring position. So we're gonna throw some Mighty Blow blocks, and
if we knock over that War Dancer, he doesn't score this half.
Yeah,
that's actually it. I don't think his thrower can move far enough to throw the ball to him if he has to move to the end zone first.
Yeah, I'm gonna be super careful about my placement to make sure that nobody can even if I don't knock over this guy, which I probably won't because Plodge. I'm making sure that's gonna be
Hey-o!
I'm making sure that's gonna be very hard for him to do anything.
Getting your punching on.
So 1,
Shameful.
2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. He can still leap and get to the end zone,
but he has to leap and then dodge and then have the thrower throw the bombest of long bombs over the head of a bunch of people that can intercept, some of which will not be in tackle zones. It's very hard for him.
Yeah,
I do wish you would send your white a little farther back to block some of those leap landing squares.
Yeah,
so he has to make more dodges. But
that's a possibility. If I leave a hole for elves to dodge through, they could very easily just get through and dodge me. But I'm gonna go ahead and be super, super safe.
I don't like this because it's just a 4+ leap for the War Dancer to get out.
I'm just gonna use my lightning bolt. It's a 2.
That's the half.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
He literally can't throw to his War Dancer anymore.
He can throw to one War Dancer. Oh no, that's right. You're right.
So, I might as well expand on what Wizards do in our little bit of time.
Oh, yeah.
Wizards have 2 modes. One is Lightning Bolt, which is a 2+ to hit the player if you successfully Lightning Bolt them. They are knocked over, and you roll. You don't roll for armor, but you roll for injury. No, you do roll for armor.
Yep.
Basically, it's as if you pound
Mighty
them
Blow block.
with Mighty Blow.
Yep.
So you roll armor, you roll injury. The other option is a Fireball, which it targets a 3x3 square, hitting everyone inside, including your own players.
Correct, and players who are on the ground.
And players who are on the ground, amusingly enough. But it's a 4+ roll to affect a player, and does it have Mighty Blow?
I don't think so.
I think it doesn't. So, a Lightning Bolt is a very concentrated bundle of fuck you. to one player. Very
Yes.
good for situations like this where you want to
Ensure.
single out a player, injure them, and especially knock the ball out, because if you roll that 2+, it's a guaranteed knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Not many things can let you go. It doesn't matter where your players are, just roll 2+ and proceed to knock a dude down.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a lightning bolt succeed, but then not. Well, I guess, it's a mighty blow block, so you could fail the armor roll, but it's still, like...
Yeah, but they won't be standing. It'll just be a knockdown. It's super good, especially for clutch situations like this, where all you need to do is remove the ball from a player's hand for one turn, and that's it.
And my strategy there was, like, absolutely, like, I think I can score at least once in the second half, punch enough of his players right now, so he's gonna fall over.
He's got to go for it.
I'm going full in on the 2-1 grind, and trust me, it's going to be a lot more interesting and fun than 2-1 grind sounds. So we'll see you guys for the second half when we'll continue to destroy elves, hopefully.